Bubblegum Paper, and I'm here with another fun light up project. It's actually goodie bags instead of a card today. So I'm featuring products from Chibitronics. They make the light stickers, and Lawn Fawn. And before I get started on this project, I just wanted to thank you all for the really sweet comments on the Father's Day card. My dad loved it, and I really appreciated everything, so thank you for watching. Here are some close-ups of the goodie bags that I'm about to make, and let's get started. The main die I'm using today is from Lawn Fawn, and it's their goodie bag die. And what you do with this die is you cut 2 pieces of paper to make one goodie bag. So a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper actually makes 2 full goodie bags, and that's awesome. I'm also using their Fairy Friends Stampin' Die set and the Grassy Border dies. I'm featuring some paper from Echo Park Paper Company. This is their I Love Sunshine collection. So I'm just using really the pink and the blue, and then I'm using the green one for the grass. The stickers I'm using are Chibi lights from Chibitronics, and they're little LED circuit stickers with light bulbs in the center of them. And this product is actually being featured on HSN today, so if you're watching this in the United States and it happens to be July 6th, 2016, turn on the Home Shopping Network and you'll see some deals on the Chibi lights. So I'm going to walk you through the contents of the kit itself. The box is actually a project, so if you follow the directions, you can actually make this box light up. And this sketchbook is your directions. This is going to be your Bible on how these stickers work. It walks you through like a simple circuit and then parallel circuits and a couple other like switches, and it's a very fun tutorial book. And then inside the toolkit, you'll have a roll of copper tape. This is super cool tape. It's conductive. It's sticky on one side and then smooth on the other, and it rips by hand just like washi tape. So, so you can just tape it onto anything and then rip it off. You also get 2 batteries, 2 binder clips, and 12 stickers. So there's 6 white stickers and then 2 each of blue, yellow, and red. So this is what the sticker looks like. There's a positive and a negative side to the circuit sticker, and then the little dot in the center is the light itself. And here's what the colorful ones look like. The R, Y, and B stand for the colors for the light bulbs. And if you make lots of projects, you're going to want some extra batteries. So I found this pack of 8 from IKEA for $2. They're the Platt Bodge, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, batteries, but IKEA is the best place to get extra batteries. So as with all cards, I'm starting with my stamping. So I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm just stamping 2 of the little fairy houses, 2 fairies, steps, the little wand, and I'm stamping a bunch of mushrooms. I didn't actually use all of them, but I thought I would stamp a couple mushrooms on here. And then I'm going to go in and use my Copic markers to color these in. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm really making the exact same house, and the only thing I'm changing is alternating the blue and the pink flower petals. And same thing with the fairy. She is going to have black hair because I'm going to make her an Asian fairy, and she will have a blue dress and a pink dress. So I'm going to speed this up super fast because there's so much coloring here, and I will be back soon. Next, I'm going to use the coordinating dies, and I'm just cutting out all those images that I colored. So I'm running it twice through for each of the fairy, the house, the wand, and the steps, and then I'll do it a couple more times for the little mushrooms. Next, I'm going to use the green paper and the grassy border die, and I'm just running the grassy border die through once. It's a 6-inch wide piece of paper, so I only need 3 inches for each of the goodie bags. Now I'm moving into the goodie bags, and as I mentioned, you need 2 pieces of the same die cut to assemble one goodie bag. So I'm running the die through the pink paper twice and then the blue paper twice, so in the end I'll have 1 pink goodie bag and 1 blue goodie bag. The next thing I'm going to do is take some white cardstock, and I'm cutting a 2 3/4 by 3-inch wide rectangle, and then I'm also cutting a strip of paper that's about 3/4 of an inch wide. I'm doing this twice, one for each goodie bag, and this rectangle piece will serve as the base for the circuit, and the little strip will be my battery holder. And I'll show you more details later on in the video. Next, I'm taking the die cuts and I'm just folding them along the score lines. So the great thing about this die is it pre-scores everything for you, so you know exactly where you need to fold things. And then I'm going to take the grassy border and I'm just going to cut it in half and temporarily assemble where I want the house to show up. Then I'm going to punch a hole through the window, and this is where I want the light bulb to shine through. So I'm just marking off where that hole is, and then there's some grass that will show through it. So I just marked off the blade of grass that I need to cut off. I'm using a pen. You can use a pencil, but I just happen to have a pen handy, an erasable pen, just to mark where that hole should be. And because my bags are going to be identical, I did the same thing with the pink one. I folded along all the score lines, and I just punched a hole on where the light bulb was going to shine through. Next, I'm going to take the white cardstock and I'm just lining it up with the inside front of the goodie bags, and I'm marking off where that hole is, so that's where the light bulb sticker will go. I'm taking the little strips of paper and folding them in half and gluing those in place just slightly off center from the insert, and this is where the battery will go. I marked one side with negative and one side with positive, so that way I know what direction the battery needs to face. And it also gives me a guide for the stickers. So if you see, the stickers have a negative side and a positive side, so the negative pointy part will touch the negative side of the battery, and the positive one will touch the positive part of the battery. I'm doing this really quickly, but I do it twice, so if you missed it the first time, you can always watch the second one. So this is what the circuit is. I laid down the copper tape, and I'm using some washi tape to cover the part of the positive tape that sits on the negative battery side. I know that's confusing, but this prevents the positive tape from touching the negative side of the battery. And as you can see, when I lay it down, the light turns on. So let me do that one more time with the other rectangle here. So I have the negative and positive battery holder. I'm taking the copper tape and I'm running one side to the negative battery holder, and then I'm taking the second piece and drawing it and twisting it down so it touches the positive side of the battery holder. Again, I'm taking the washi tape and covering that little corner that's of the positive tape that shows up in the negative side. I'm placing the sticker down, and when I put the battery in, it totally lights up. So here are 2 batteries, and they light up. It's like synchronized swimming. Who's excited for the Olympics? I'm so excited for the Olympics, and synchronized diving was on TV recently, so that double battery thing reminded me of synchronized diving. Anyhow, back to circuits. So I am doubling up right now on some foam adhesive, and this cradles the battery so it doesn't slide. And I'm just using a little bit of foam adhesive on the bottom as well, just to make sure that sticks. I'm covering the inside front cover with a piece of vellum. This creates a more frosted, subdued light bulb, so it's not as harsh. And then I'm placing the circuit and lining up the light bulb just so it shines through that hole. Now I'm just going to place the grass and the little fairy house in place to make sure the window lines up perfectly. Then I'm going to add the little steps and the fairy using foam adhesive. And the last thing I'm doing is using some liquid glue and placing the mushrooms down. And now to assemble the rest of the bag, I'm using really thin sukwang or score tape, and I'm going to tape that to the panels, to the edges. And then I'm going to carefully rip those off and build the edges of the goodie bag. And Lawn Fawn has an amazing instructional video on how to assemble this bag. So if I'm going too fast here, you can definitely watch their video and see how to assemble this bag. Now I'm going to do the same thing one more time with the blue bag. So I'm ungluing all of the circuit foam adhesive, taping some vellum over the hole, lining all of that up. And then I'm going to take the sequin or score tape and I'm placing that on the tabs, gluing all the pieces on the front of the bag together and making sure the light shines through the window. Then I'll place the blue fairy on and then the little mushrooms as well. If you remember, I took the foam adhesive and I kept it towards the center of the white cardstock, and this gives me some room to assemble these tabs. So the tabs of the edges of the goodie bag can snugly fit between the white cardstock and the front panel of the goodie bag, and it won't hit any foam adhesive, so it won't get in the way. Then I'm taking some burlap string and I'm tying a little bow on the top of each of these goodie bags, and that's pretty much the finished goodie bag. However, let's say you're throwing a party tomorrow and you don't want the battery to run out. So one thing you can do is cut a little strip of paper and a couple scallop circles. I like to use scallop circles because I print circular labels with people's names on them and I put their names and make personalized party favors all the time. I didn't bother doing that for this video, but that's what would usually go in the center of these circles. And then you take that tab part and you slide it between the battery and the copper wire. Doesn't matter which side, the negative or the positive, but that basically shorts the circuit and preserves the battery life. And then you can remove the little tongue depressors and it lights up. So here is the finished goodie bag with the lights on and another photo of the bags with the lights off. And as I mentioned, Chibitronics is being featured on Home Shopping Network today, so go DVR it or go watch the network right now. And thank you all so much for watching this video. Here's another video featuring Chibitronics light stickers, and then another video featuring Lawn Fawn stamps that I just happen to love. You can follow me on social media at Bubblegum Paper or visit my blog at bubblegumpaper.com for more project ideas. Thanks again for watching and catch you next time. Bye!